Hello, everyone. Tolman's purposive behaviorism theory, next topic for the discussion. And his full name was Edward Chase Tolman. He born on 1886 and he lived up to 1959 and was an American psychologist and a professor of the psychology at the University of California, Berkeley. Through the Tolman's theories and the works, he founded that what is now the branch of psychology known as the purposive behaviorism. Tolman originally started his academic life studying physics, chemistry, and maths, but in the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. But after he shifted his interest towards the psychology and he worked on it, so he's called as a psychologist also. This is the experiment. This is the maze. This is called the Tolman's maze, and the subject used for the experiment is rat. So he placed was Edmund Tolman was studying traditional trial and error learning when he realized that some of his research subjects, that is rats, actually knew more than their behavior initially indicated. One of the Tolman's classic experiments, he observed the behavior of the groups of the hungry rats that were learning to navigate maze. Kept hungry rats at the start of this maze, and he observed the behavior of the rats. He made three groups to observe. What he did with the first group always received a food reward at the end of the maze. So payoff for the learning maze was immediate and real. They have a sense of smelling the food. Rats, wherever there is a food is kept, the rats will come there, ants will come there. This is the animal's basic instinct. They have a extraordinary capability to smell the food and reach there. So when he kept the food at the end of the um, that maze box, rats found a cognitive map to reach there and eat that food. For the second group, what he did, he made another maze and for the other group of the rats. There, the third group never received any food as a reward. So there is no incentive to learn to navigate the maze effectively. So they didn't find any way. They were wandering in the maze only here and there, here and there. Next, he made a third group. What was it he was observing? It was similarly like second group. For 10 days, no food was kept there. But what he did, 11th day he kept a piece of a food at the end of the maze. This food, smell of this food attracted the rats. But they reached there quickly. They found a way to go out and eat the food very quickly. How they found it? They have made a map in their mind. That is cognitive map. They made already rats. But they didn't demonstrate it. They didn't use that map to go out because there is no food available there to go out. That's why they didn't demonstrate that in their behavior, but in their mind they have capability to reach out of this maze, but they didn't use it. They didn't demonstrate it. As you might expect when considering the principle of conditioning, the rats in the first group quickly learn to navigate to the maze. Yeah, we expected that it will learn quickly. It learn quickly. While the rats in the second group seem to wander aimlessly through it. We think that they don't know how to go out of this maze, but the observation made in the third group, however, although they wandered aimlessly for first 10 days, quickly learned to navigate to the end of the maze as soon as they received the food on the day 11th. Day 11th, they received the food. That's why they quickly found the way, means they already know the way to go out of the that maze. It was by these observations, it was clear to Tolman that rats that had been allowed to experience the maze even without any reinforcement had nevertheless learned something. Tolman called it as latent learning. That means no reinforcement, no reward also. Animals will learn something, keep them in their mind. That was the theory proposed by Tolman. There is purposive behaviorism theory. No purpose to execute that what they have mental capability into their capability into their behavior. Latent learning is a learning that is not reinforced and not demonstrated until there is no motivation to. So inherent capability they have, but they didn't get a chance to demonstrate it. So they are not demonstrating because there is no motivation. Tolman argued that rats had formed the cognitive map of the image but did not demonstrate it until they received reinforcement reward. That was his argument. How it can be applied in studying children's behavior. Suppose the dad is there is a boy called Ravi. He used to go in his father's dad's car to the school every day. Right? He used to go in the same car every day with his dad to the school. What he learned on going to the school. Every day he learned the way to reach to the school. He learned that, but he never executed. He never go alone because his father was dropping in every day. When one day his father has a meeting, he has to go early to the school. Then what happens? He used that route. He used his bike or the bicycle to reach to the school because he already knew the route, but he didn't use it before because there is no purpose of using it. Every day his dad was available to drop in, so even though knowing the route also, he will not go by using his bicycle to reach that school. This is similar to the rat's study. It is a behavior in the children. This is the theory proposed by Tolman, purposive behaviorism theory of the Tolman. Thank you. End of this chapter. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel if you like.